Today I'm reviewing Boruto episode 240, and the title of this episode is called Ikuda's Dream. So starting off, in my previous review, I was a bit shocked that a leaf ninja like Boruto could not swim. But here we get confirmation that the reason why Boruto was unable to swim was because of the complex movements of the waves, which can instantly carry you out to sea. Moving on, we get a bit of Ikuda's backstory, where we find out that he has been living on boats from ever since he was little, and that when he decided to leave, his family was not happy, which could be, I think, the Fanato clan. Also, that the only person in his family that he keeps in contact with was his big sister. And again, I really love where this Boruto and Ikuda friendship/teamwork is going. We see Mitsuki, and when I saw him, I was wondering where was Kawaki, if you get the joke. It's here he admits to Sarada that he was observing Kawaki and that he finds him interesting. The thing with Mitsuki is that I think he seems to be somewhat of a spy for Orochimaru, and I think Mitsuki knows some things that we don't know as yet. Like, remember in the starting of the series when he was talking about Boruto being the son or something like that? I think him finding Kawaki interesting all of a sudden might be pertaining to a certain reason that we don't know as yet, but I'm certain we'll find out soon. Also, Mitsuki for the most part is an interesting character, given that he was kind of one of those unexpected characters in the series like Sai from Naruto Shippuden. But I have to say, the writers have really made him into a good character, and he's gonna be even more interesting, I think, in the future of the series. Moving on, as time passes, we see that the new generation has the potential to do great things. And in this instant, we see Team 5 being praised by the shipbuilders for their help in repairing the ship. And when I saw this, I realized that Jinki might just be the next Katasuki, as I think he's seemingly being set up for the role in the future of the series. We then see Sarada, and she explains to Team 5 what the current situation with the Fanato is, and we get the shot where we see Iwabe saying that they should get the two researchers and head back home before things get worse. And this is the same Iwabe that I think was complaining about not getting flashy missions, and now he realizes that flashy missions are no joke and that he doesn't need to rush things, which shows growth in Iwabe's character. Moving on, we see that Boruto and Ikuda are in the middle of a storm, and Boruto spots a boat that has capsized, and he realizes that there's a person on board, and he tells Ikuda that they have to help, to which Ikuda denies, showing that he's really about that life. Eventually, we see Boruto convince Ikuda to turn around and save the man. As they're about to reach the man, he goes under the water, to which Boruto decides he's going to jump in the sea and save the man, but Ikuda stops him and decides that he will be the one to save the man. And here we see the web hands that Boruto was talking about, as Ikuda swims in the water and saves the man. And I said in my previous video that it could be when he goes into the water and swims, his power activates, which I was about 80% right, as we find out that when he goes into the water and swims seriously, his web hands appear, also fully confirming that he was the one that saved Boruto. But because he feared what they would say about his hands, he denied it was him, to which Boruto lets him know that it's totally cool, and that is one of the traits I think he and Naruto have in common, which is to help others to feel like they belong. Also, we find out that not even Boss Kajiki knows about his web hands, leaving the possibility for a fallout with Kajiki and him if and when he finds out about Ikuda's ability, as I think Ikuda might be one of the Fanato. Moving on, we also see that Boruto and Ikuda have gotten caught in one of the whirlpool currents, and as Ikuda tries to free the boat, he is flung in the air out the boat, giving us a shadow clone jutsu from Boruto, which again kind of reminds me of how Naruto uses his shadow clone jutsu, shadow clones, to catch people. We see Boruto pull Ikuda back in the boat after giving him the no talk jutsu, and we see Ikuda somehow manages to free the boat from the whirlpool current and take off. When they get to the island where the factory is, the sea is almost unrecognizable, It's so calm, even Boruto seems to be a bit shocked that it was the same sea that they passed through earlier. Also, we find out that Ikuda's dream to work on boats was just something that he came up with as he really wanted a reason to leave home, as he didn't feel like he belonged there, which I think is somewhere that the Fanato has connections, if not the home of the Fanato. It wasn't until Boss Kajiki took him in that he really started to understand ships and the work done on them. Also, that his dream is to someday build a big ship and travel the seas of the world, which I think is interesting as what we're seeing now is just the starting. As I think a couple years from now in the series, all these people that we're meeting who have dreams will be seen in the future of the series achieving these dreams. We then see Ariumi and his two sons, and they are seemingly expecting to wipe out the Mizukage and his fleet as they really believe they're the ones who are stronger, which could be a possibility as back when the land of water fought Ariumi and his two sons, the sons were much younger and now they're much older and possibly stronger, so really looking forward to seeing what happens in that fight. Moving on, in my previous review, I said that I really felt sad about when Boss Kajiki roughed up Ikuda, but we get to see that it's only because he knows he can do much better, as we see him let Ikuda complete the rest of the work by himself. Also, we see that there's a ship with Fanato members heading to the island of the traitors as stated by one of the members, which I think confirms that there are persons or someone, possibly Ikuda, on the island that double-crossed the Fanato. Also, we see Lady Shirin mention that she will go see Ikuda, as they need him to step up as well, which I think confirms that Ikuda has some connection to the Fanato clan, and that is where the episode ends. All in all, I thought this was a good episode, really looking forward to what's going to happen in the next. But that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching.